Lumos. It actually worked! Hey adventurers, it's Rachel and welcome back to Looking for Adventure Art, and we are doing another Harry Potter video. This is the third video out of 4 in our Harry Potter series and I am so excited. I am really sorry it has taken such a long time to get the third and the fourth one up, but that is because I ran into some complications with the fourth one. I'm actually still trying to work it out, so please bear with me. I will get that one up. It is a little bit trickier than I anticipated and I'm trying to find the easiest possible way to do it and explain it so you guys will have an easy breezy time when we make the really cool Harry Potter canvas. But today we are making our very own wand boxes which match our really cool wands that we've made in the first 2 videos. And if you want a little something extra, we are making them light up. So I have a couple different options to let you choose from to help make them light up. The one that I am probably going to show you in the video is going to be the one that I'm going to be using in the 4th video, and I think it's the way cooler option. If you don't mind hiding a cord out of the end of your wand box, just like so. But that will be disguised in the canvas, so don't worry. If you don't want that, you can always just use fairy lights and hide the battery operated system inside it. Just make sure to leave a little slit in the fabric so you can turn it on and off. But you know, there's so many options, so I'm going to show you the LED option today, and I cannot wait. But if you happen to be new here, think about hitting that subscribe button down below. And at the end of the video, I do have a bunch of shout outs to give to people who have been sending me amazing Harry Potter wand photos. I am so grateful to see all your photos and have you share them with me, and thank you for letting me show them on this video. I could not be happier. I am so proud of you guys and you have just blown my mind. You have gone above and beyond. So without any further interruptions, let's jump on in and get started on the tutorial. To get started, the things you will need are 1 box, and the one that I am using today is a little bigger than I used last time, but this one is 11 inches by 15 inches. A tape measure or a ruler of some sort to mark out how big you want your box to be. A pencil or a Sharpie or a pen. A pair of scissors. An X-Acto knife. Some glue. 1 sanding block. Mine is an 80 grit sanding block. Some white chalk paint or any color that you choose. Some black gesso or black chalk paint. A paintbrush. Some cardboard, foam, or anything that you can use to help prop up the wand in the wand box. Either LED or battery operated lights. And some fabric. I chose chiffon and some regular see-through fabric. And of course, the wand that you are going to be using. Mine is 9 inches. The first thing that you want to do is you want to mark out what the measurements are on your box. Your box is obviously too big and we're going to need to cut it down. I'm using a wand that is 9 inches long, so I want my box to be 11 inches long, so there's a little bit of room on each side. I then want to mark out my box to be 2 inches wide, and I'm just going to use a Sharpie because it shows up on camera, but you can definitely use a pencil or whatever else you want to use because it is not going to show in the end. Once you have the marks on your box for where you want to cut, you are going to take your scissors and you're going to cut as far as you can onto those sides. My scissors could not cut all the way to the end, but that is totally okay. Then you're going to take your X-Acto knife and you're just going to very carefully and very slowly score along that line. Scoring is going to help make a straighter line in the long run, so don't try and cut straight through because the box is really thick. After you have scored along that line of the box, you're going to go to one of the ends that you've already cut with your scissors, and you're going to start there and slowly saw back and forth. That scored line is really going to help be a guide for you to get a much straighter and cleaner line until you get to the other side and it's all done. If you happen to be under 18, please, oh please, use a parent or guardian's help. You do not want to be handling any X-Acto knife by yourself because they are incredibly sharp and you can cut yourself. Now that you have cut that completely off, we're still missing one side of our box. So take the other piece that you have just cut and you're going to just cut off that end flush so you have that wall that we can then glue on and make a full-sized wand box. The original box that I had used for my test wand box was exactly the perfect height at 2 inches, but this one that I'm using today is not. So feel free to cut off the extra height if your box does not meet the height that you want. But make sure that you're going to want to leave enough room if you want to put in lights. Once you've cut down the top of the box to the height that you want it, make sure to take a glue, any glue will do as long as it is a strong adhesive, and put that all around the 3 sides of the box and glue that second panel that we had cut flush onto it and let it dry. It might help to add some heavy objects on top of it, not too heavy, you don't want to warp the box, but heavy enough to let it really stick and adhere. I just used some objects that were close around my desk and then I let it alone. Once that's all dry, if the top of the box is a little bit uneven or if it's a little rough because you had to cut it down, feel free to take a sanding block. I just used one of my 80 grit sanding blocks that I had when I built this desk, and I just kind of use it around the edges until it is nice and smooth and even. Take some chalk paint. I am using white because that's what I want my undercolor to be on my wand box. But you can use any color chalk paint and you're just going to paint the entire box. Don't forget about the bottom and the inside walls completely, and then you're going to set it aside to dry. Now that the chalk paint has completely dried, you're going to take your black gesso or your black chalk paint, because we want a matte finish, and you're going to cover the entire box again and the inside walls completely. Do not worry, because once we sand some areas down, the undercolor will start to show through. Once the black chalk paint has completely dried, you can take that sanding block and you can start to scuff up the sides of the edges to make it look like that box has been pulled in and out multiple times and has been sitting on the shelf for years. You can also really start to focus that sanding block around the edges and give it a very distressed look. This is when all of that paint underneath will start to show through, and even on some sections I decided to sand it down enough that the raw brown of the box also shows through to give it a really old and weathered look. You can go around any of the sides of the box and the bottom of the box. You can make it as distressed or not distressed as you would like. Now that the outside of our box is done, we have to start working on the inside of our box. So we're going to want something that's going to prop up our wand so it sits and floats nicely in the box. So feel free to take any foam or put layers of cardboard or anything that you can find around lying around your house to prop up your wand. I am just using some foam pieces that I had got in an old embossing folder kit, but you can use anything. And just remember, we are going to be adding fabric over this a little bit later, so it will add a little bit extra height, so don't cut them too tall. Now that we have the support for our wand, we have to try and make the wand box light up. So if you happen to be using any of the battery operated lights, you can sit the battery operated section in the middle of the wand box if it's small enough, and if not, you can cut a hole through the back and then feed the lights through and just wrap them around on the inside. If you happen to put the battery operated system on the inside of the box, make sure that when you're gluing on your fabric that you leave a little bit of room so you can get your hand in to turn the switch on and off and change the batteries if needed. If you happen to be using the LED strip lights like I am using, which I will also be using in the upcoming Canvas video, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to figure out how long you want your strip to be. Now, one thing to keep in mind if you are using the system that I am using is you need to cut only every 3 LEDs. So make sure that you're only cutting on that gold line. And then you're going to want to figure out how many times you want to wrap it around. Now, the first time I did this wand box, I only did 1 wrap around and then 1 strip through the middle, and I just found that you could see the spaces in between the LEDs. So this time I'm going to take my LED strip light and I'm going to wrap it around 3 times, and then I'm going to kind of do giant swirls and everything through the middle of the box. I have not taken off the sticky backing yet because I'm just trying to figure out how many strip lights I need before I cut them. Once I figured out how long I want my strip lights to be, I'm going to cut that length, leaving a little bit to come out the back to connect to the adapter. Now that our light system is all set up, we are going to work on the fabric. So I used some green chiffon fabric along with a nice sort of see-through black sparkle fabric, and I cut the two pieces the same length. I basically did double the size of the one box because I can always cut more fabric away, but I can't add fabric back. I used some of the double-sided adhesive, or what I like to call Stacy tape, but there's lots of different versions, to stick the two pieces together just so they didn't really unravel and they were a little bit easier to manage. Before you glue in your fabric, try and figure out where you want it and how you want it to lay in your box. I want some wrinkles and folds because naturally that is what fabric would do if it was just a ton of fabric in there, which is what we want it to look like. So I'm going to try and figure out how I want to fold it and where I want fabric, and then cut a little bit of the excess off if needed. And then I am just going to either take some hot glue, or for me, I used a 3-in-1 glue. You can use Fabri-Tac, anything you have lying around that will kind of hold quickly. And I am running that all along one side and then gluing one side of the fabric to the box. After you have that one side completely glued, you're going to slowly start working your way along the edges. Now do remember to kind of tuck in that fabric. We don't want to see any of the actual edges of the fabric, and if you want it to kind of move and, you know, layer and wrinkle, then work those wrinkles in as you're doing it. My glue, it dries really fast, my 3-in-1, so do work quickly, and once you put it down, you kind of can't move it. But again, for those of you who use the battery operated system, make sure you leave a little bit of room in there. And if not, if you are using the LED lights like me, then feel free to glue all the way around the edges, and don't get too terribly close to the lights because we do want that diffused look. The very last step, of course, is to just plug in your wand box and put your wand in it. And all you need to do if you are using the LED system is, if this is the first string that you have used, it already has little prongs on it that you can just stick right in to the little white piece. I did not have that, so I used their little converter that came in it. It's really, really easy. I love this system. And then that little white section that has the antenna to program all the light colors just plugs into the little black outlet, and then you can light up your beautiful wand box. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun making this. I think that they are so cool, and I love that with the LEDs you can even make them color fade or change the colors or customize the colors. It is the best. So I absolutely love this LED system, and it was really inexpensive. And if you want to happen to make a matching wand box lid, you can. It is the exact same process as the wand box itself. I don't want to because I want to show mine on display, and I will be embedding this one into our canvas in the next upcoming video in the next few weeks. But before I go on any further, I am going to grab my phone and I am going to give a couple shout outs to the people that have sent me some amazing photos. The first person who has sent me some amazing wands, which I will show photos of up here and up there, is Luke. He has a YouTube channel called Luke's Desk, and he does some really cool, like, awesome stuff, and I just think that he is adorable. He made a ton of wands, and they're all so cool and unique. I think that he had said that he made some with his sister, but congrats to you. Like, I love how customizable they are and personal they are. I love all the beautiful colors. They're just so pretty and awesome to me. So I give props to that, and they're amazing. So awesome job, Luke. I'm so proud of you. Keep up the amazing work. The next person that emailed me photos sent me 2 different wand photos, but 4 photos total, and I will also put everybody's names down below here because I apologize if I butcher either your screen names or your real names. I'm sorry, I'm not good at that, but I think it's Nils Yajima, something like that, so I'm sorry, but I love these. I like the black and the gold. I think the orbs on top are so cool, and I love the texture on the black one. It looks really awesome to me. I am amazed at the creativity that you guys have, especially some of you carve, some of you have been baking the clay, some of you have been using dowels, chopsticks, knitting needles. You guys have done everything and more that I could have more than imagined. I'm just so proud of you. So thank you, Nils, for sending me photos. I really appreciate it. The last person that emailed me photos was Stephanie Markus, and first of all, I told Stephanie in the email, but I would like to give props for her really cool purple background because that was the color of my room way back when. But her wand is just really, really cool. I love the texture. I think everything about it is awesome. It's just so detailed and gosh, it's really cool. Like, it's just really cool. I don't know what else to say. I just love the color. It's got this really cool vintage feel. Awesome job, Stephanie, because this is amazing. The next person who Instagrammed me, which I love this screen name, is Bowtastic Anna or Bowtastic Anna, but that's such a cool screen name. Maybe it's Anna, I don't know. To each his own, but these wands are very cool. I really like the rope texture in the first photo that she sent me, which I'll pop up right up here. And it looks like she said that she used a barbecue skewer and baked clay and then painted it, which is so cool. That is a great idea, especially to build off of. And then she used some really cool rope and other textures in her other 3 wands. And I really love that she used some really fun colors. She used a bit of red, it looks like, at the very top of one, and then one looks like it's got some pink and purple going on. That is just awesome. So I love colorful wands. I think that they're fun. Who says that they all have to be neutral wooden colors? Nobody, because it's your wand. So thank you for sending in photos. I really appreciate it. They're really cool, so keep crafting. So the next Instagrammer sent me some really cool photos. They did Bellatrix's wand, and then they also did this really cool, almost like carving that was really skinny. It reminds me of like a spinning needle. It's really cool. And this is Lego mini figurine number 303. Love that name too. You guys have the best Instagram names, but the Bellatrix wand is so awesome. I was trying to figure out how to do one. You guys have been sending me lots of photos of Bellatrix wands, so I'm really proud of you guys for doing them. They look amazing, but I love the really skinny wand with all the detail in the middle of it. It's just really cool. So again, thank you for sending in photos. They are awesome. The last person who sent me photos via Instagram was Ethan Rodz, I believe that's how you say it, but he had some amazing wands. He is a clay sculptor, so yeah, I mean, that should kind of explain it. But he did this really cool skull, like Death Eater one, which I will pop up in this corner. That is amazing. I do not clay sculpt, so I am very, very jealous right now. But he also had done some cool stuff on the wand, like burning the wood that he used and then painting some of it. And it was just amazing. So he's got mad skill there. Awesome job, Ethan. But he also did a Death Eater one, which I will show a close-up of the top of it up in this corner, which again, the painting and just basically the clay sculpting is amazing. So maybe you could possibly make me a wand? Yeah? But thank you so much for sending in photos. You have mad skill. I am so impressed. So keep up the awesome clay sculpting. Thank you so much for everybody who sent me photos. I am so, so grateful once again. I'm so impressed by all your work, and you each have a different style, and that's what I think the best part about doing these wands and these boxes and everything is it's totally personal, so you can make it just for you, how your wand would be if we were living in a magical world, because we are living in a magical world because we're all wizards, right? Shh, don't tell the muggles. But before we go, I do have one last question for you, and that is our question of the day. My question of the day for you guys is, out of all the books or movies, which one is your favorite? I know it's a tough choice, but let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you have to say, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for all the daily updates. And if you happen to make this really awesome one box or any other Harry Potter things or anything else on my channel, feel free to tag me on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or I don't know, whatever kind of social media-ness that you guys do, because I want to see it. And don't forget, every day is a new adventure, so come back next time for a new adventure with us.